Hello, today I'm going to be doing an oil change on my 2005 Porsche 911 Carrera S. Supplies you're going to need is, of course, the oil, a pan to drain the oil, a filler neck to put oil in it, 9 quarts of oil, the tool that undoes the housing, but you may not need that, but I have that. 8mm hex bolt, a new drain plug, a new oil filter, a new oil filter O-ring, place to dispose of your oil, which I'll show, and some time. I'm going to do mine flat without lifting the car up because the car is flat, the oil is flat, and it just takes an hour. So let's do it. Okay, so I've transformed into my outfit. Look at my, yeah, I know you like that. So we're gonna do the oil change. Here's my supplies. Oil filter remover, oil plug, oil filter and O-ring, low profile oil pan. So it'll slide under the car without raising the car. 9 quarts of oil. The car holds 10 quarts, but not all 10 come out. And torque wrench. You need a torque wrench to be sure you're putting everything back. Oh, and you should have a jack just in case you need a jack. That's just good advice. Oh, and if I didn't say, this low profile pan holds 10 quarts, so it'll be a tight fit. So here's the money shot. Let's see. There's supposed to be a challenge that you cannot get your hand oily when draining the oil. I'm just curious if I'm going to drop the nut or not, or get oil all over myself, because it should just shoot out like a rocket. Yeah. I got it all over me. So let's get a rag. So you're supposed to let that drain for like an hour, so we'll come back because it's coming out really slowly. Okay, so while that drains, enjoy your beverage, go inside, watch a TV show. We'll let it drain for a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then we'll remove the oil filter and let that drain another 15 minutes just in case, but that should make a splash when that comes out. So we'll empty out the pan and then prepare for the next wait. So probably this is going to take me, with my lackadaisical attitude towards it, an hour and 40 minutes, hour and a half, which is probably what the dealership does, which is why it costs the amount of money. And during that time, I know, like when I take my car to Porsche Hawaii, they do a full inspection. Really, they grab the wheels, shake the wheels, they check the thickness on the brake pads, they go through the car and be sure that all the systems work, like the windshield wipers, the windshield wiper sprayer motor, all the lights work. And so I'm going to spend a moment and go through the car and be sure all the lights work and all the things work. I know some things don't, like the windshield washer sprayer motor, because they told me, because they did an inspection on the car. And check the pressure on the tires, So yeah, you just do those few things, and when I come back, I'll tell you if there was any issue. Yeah, one of my favorite little beverages is Amazon. It's like organic caffeinated juice type of thing. If I find them on sale, I buy a lot of them. Not that you needed to know. Drip, drip, drip. Okay, so it's been about 30 minutes. That's still dripping. The drain plug. I like how it says California warning, probably that the plug itself causes cancer. That's always entertaining. And I'll be using my rag that I got for free from Pelican Parts because I spent so much money there, or I ordered stuff on the right day. Who knows? But I did spend a lot of money there. And Pelican Parts is a place where I order probably 90% of all the parts to get this black car sorted. No affiliation. Oh, look, it's got writing on it. The old plug doesn't have writing on it. So, I don't know if you actually have to put a new plug every time, but you're supposed to change the washer. So, oh, that's a fancy looking plug. Oh my goodness, it doesn't look anything like the one that came out. And this little crush washer is the thing that's a big deal. So it just prevents the car from leaking. Oh, I bet it's magnetic. Look, it's got a little magnet on the bottom. See that? Fancy drain plug. Okay, let's look at the other one in comparison. Yeah, the other one is metal. Well, it is the same because the washer fits on it, but this one is fancy with the magnet on it. Not quite the same. Interesting. Interesting though. It is a magnet, right? Oh, yeah, it's definitely a magnet. So I bought a fancy drain plug with a magnet on it. That's pretty cool. Oil filter housing remover tool. So that's next. It's been about 45 minutes. Still dripping oil. Debating on waiting another 15 minutes. Three-quarter inch? It's half inch. It's half inch. Half-inch socket. Wrench. Driver. I don't know. I forget all my tools because I don't play with them every day. Y'all forget, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a computer engineer. I just worked at a gas station as a kid, and I did auto shop 2 hours a day for 3 years of my life. And that auto shop is probably the primary reason I got a valid high school diploma, because I fixed all my teachers' cars. Brake jobs, tune-ups, oil changes for all my teachers in my senior class. That's actually a pretty entertaining fact. And that gas station I worked at should be famous. I mean, it's like at the end of Zuma Beach in Malibu. I'm sure millions of people have been there. And me and my friends worked there as kids in high school. I worked there for junior year, senior year, and a year out of high school. So, good fun. Good times, being young and dumb and at the edge of Malibu. Alright, let's see if I can get this filter off. Should probably have this in the right spot just in case it decides it's gonna should leak some oil. And I'll have to check to be sure that the O-ring came off. Very important, the O-ring. New one on, old one off. Darn it, this is not going to go as I wanted. But surprisingly, not too bad. I'll have to inspect the filter. Well, surprisingly, it's been over an hour and it's still dripping pretty fast. So I'm now gonna eat a snack because I first drank my beverage, got bored, cleaned some of the yard, watered the yard. Now I'm gonna eat a snack. It's still early in the morning because when this is done, we're gonna take the car for a run and buy some more oil in case I need oil. I don't know. Should be fine though. Okay, so we're gonna give that more time because I tested how much time it needed. Now, can you see in there? I'm highlighting. That's the brake pad. It's about 3 millimeters. New, they're 11. So these brakes are pretty worn. And these rotors are pretty worn. There's supposed to be a dimple on there somewhere. And I don't see it. So these rotors will have to be replaced when I change the pads. Front, both sides the same. Rear. Oh, the wheels in the rear is even thinner, like 2 millimeters. So when that gets really thin, it's going to throw a brake check light on the car, and it'll need the sensors and the pads replaced. So those are more like 2 to 3. The front's more like 3 to 4. So the filter has stopped dripping, but the engine has not. Well, no, it still drips, but it's like slow. So let's see if we can't get this to slide right off. It should just come down pretty effortlessly. And it does. Smidgen of oil comes out. We'll look at it. And actually it looks good. Basically what you don't want to see is glitter. And there is no glitter. So it looks pretty good. What you don't want to see is any glitter. Or any copper flakes or gold flakes. Usually that would mean that the bearings are wearing out. So it looks good. We'll pay attention to the orientation that we pulled it out. I don't think it makes a difference as I look at it, but the riding side was up, so we'll do that for the same. Oil filter. Oil filter kit 2005 Porsche 911 Carrera S Coupe. Part number. I don't know, if you cared. Brand new clean air filter. Remember the O-ring I spoke of? O-ring off, O-ring on. Okay, let's get a plastic pry tool and get this rubber O-ring off. Oh look, there's a little, well you can't see, there's a little notch. Come on. Probably could just use a screwdriver, but these cars are so finicky. I learned to use the right tool. A plastic tool won't scratch another plastic tool very easily. This is for using like a nice, like all my screwdrivers have like the hardened tip on it. I'll probably just scratch this thing. Old one goes straight in the trash. Give this thing a good wipey. The new O-ring, slide it over. Don't pull it tight. Okay. That looks good. Old filter go away. Deposit in the trash. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Little pulp. Little pulp one. Surprised they... Well, this is where we get the torque wrench. Okay, so this is my Tecton. I don't know what it's about. Tecton. Put a link. Torque wrench. Because we need to tighten this to 19 foot-pounds. So dial it in. Righty tighty. Never know. It's not supposed to be this difficult, but the torque wrench is heavy, so it won't stay on. Oh, there it is. All right. Now, hopefully I didn't block that too much. Oh, and it came off. Woo! Yay! Nothing that special about the oil. There's a little streaky stuff in there, but I have a feeling that's because I've used this oil pan before. It's got different stuff in it, and I didn't clean it before, so I'm not going to worry about that. So we're going to dispose of it in this recycle box. Interesting, it's filled with shredded newspaper. I had no idea. Smells like fuel. Okay, 18 pounds again. Okay. Let go. Gives you better angle if you pop it out. Oil will go down from there faster. This is gonna be boring. There we go. 9 quarts of oil. I'm gonna go wash my hands and then we're gonna start it up, see how it is. So I've transformed back into me. Car's full of oil, and we'll start it up and let it run for about 5 minutes, and then we'll turn it off and check the oil. It should be just right, and we'll also check to be sure it's not leaking anything, because that would be bad. I may look young, but I'm old. Old soul, old body. I'm gonna call it a success. No new clanking sounds, no oil leaking out, but I'll let it run for a few minutes. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Gotta reset the service reminder. So I'm gonna use a Durmetric. And this one. There we go. Reset service reminder. That way the car knows the oil was changed. Alright, so that's the oil change in a nutshell. How long did it take? How much did it cost? Now, I didn't time it very well, because from when I started to where I'm ending this video, 2 hours and 45 minutes have gone by. So there was a bit of setup time, and then also from when I started draining the oil. You know, it took me a bit of setup time putting all the things together for you. So, but I drained the oil for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and then put everything back together. I probably would have let it sit a little longer because I was shocked that it was still dripping oil after 1 hour. So I let it sit a little longer. And when I pulled it out at 45 minutes to see how much oil was dripping out, it was still dripping out sort of fast, like it left a good puddle. I won't say it left a quarter cup of oil or anything crazy like that, but it left a, it's going to be a stain I got to clean on the garage. So I let it sit for 1 hour and 15 minutes, put it back together. So any normal person should be able to do this in an hour and a half. That's probably what it really took. And then I took the car for a drive after I let it warm up for several minutes. And then now it's sitting now. But so 9 quarts out, 9 quarts in, disposable box, drain plug, filter. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for the little oil ring casing thing, but I'll put a link. Actually, I'm not sure if I bought that. No, I didn't buy it on Amazon, so forget that. That was from Pelican Parts. And but the 5 quarts of oil I bought as a special from O'Reilly, and I think I paid $34. Sadly, on the mainland, it's like $25 for the same oil. So everything in Hawaii costs more. They just stab you in the face. They only had one, so I bought the other 4 quarts of oil as individuals, and they're $11 a pop. So $34 for the 5-gallon jug, $11 a pop for the additional 4. The drain plug was $20. I feel better about it now because it's got a magnet on it, so it's a fancy drain plug and washer. You actually could just get away with getting a new crush washer, as far as I understand. The filter I paid $50 for. I think you can get them cheaper through Pelican. I don't remember where I bought that one from. And the oil recycle box in Hawaii, you can recycle. You put the oil in that box and you throw it in the trash. They catch it and they burn it and turn it into electricity. So parts was, if you add that up, 34, 11, 20, 15, that's 130. Taxes, a little less than 0.5%, $6, $6.50. We'll just round it up to 137 in parts, and probably an hour and a half of my time if I was to actually just do it and power through it and not make a video. But I also took a shower and I drove the car and all that. So, yeah, 137 in parts to do an oil change yourself in less than 2 hours time. I didn't jack the car up. Just have the right pan that's low that slides under the car that can hold 11 quarts, and you know, that was all easy. So and they checked the brake pads. I checked the brake pads. I showed you that. But the dealer goes a little more in detail. But yes, the dealer charges $500 in Hawaii. But they wash the car, they vacuum the car, they do a detailed inspection, and they find other things that are wrong with the car. I'm going to take it for a drive, show you where I'm going today. Aside from that, yeah, let's do that. Why else work on a car if you're not going to drive it? It is a beautiful Saturday in Hawaii, fall time. Beautiful temperature. What's the weather like right now? 79 degrees, 11:45 in the afternoon. Look at that. So 134,770. I bought this car with 129. I've put 4,500 miles since I've got it all sorted. Reset. Whew. Wow, that's a special moment right there. So until next year, we're good on this oil.
for lunch.
Where did you eat it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.